Just a heads up, guys, we are officially live on YouTube right now, so come check us out. We are officially live on YouTube right now, so come check us out. Just a heads up. On YouTube right now, so come check us out. Just a heads up. Come check us out. Just a heads up. Guys, we are officially live on YouTube right now, so come check us out. Just a heads up, guys.
Do you have a team? How many people?
Right now, so come check us out. Just a heads up, guys.
Do you have a team? How many people?
Come check us out. Just a heads up, guys.
Do you have a team? How many people?
What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody, on Instagram? We are officially live on YouTube right now. I just put the link up on my Instagram story. So if you guys want to join in to my live, you can check out the Instagram story. You can follow the link to my YouTube channel, and you will see right in here, I am prioritizing all questions asked on YouTube. So YouTube is going to be the main source of Q&A, all right? So if you have a question, make sure to head over to YouTube and drop it in there. It's been a while since I did one of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Instagram DMs for anybody who is interested in talking to me one-on-one. If you're interested in talking to me one-on-one, I have my DMs pulled up right here on my computer. And what you can feel free to do is you can feel free to DM me and say, hey, Brandon, I am somebody that wants to hop on the live and chat with you to ask you specific questions. So if you are somebody that wants to join me on this live, we'll probably be running this for about 30 minutes just to kind of help you guys out, answer some questions, and get a little bit more interaction, because I have not done one of these in a hot minute. So if you're interested in jumping on this live, DM me on Instagram and we can chat a little bit. You have to be willing to obviously show your face, and I am going to ultimately be recording this for my YouTube channel, which you also have to consent to. So keep that in mind. All right. We are officially up and recording now. There we go. Okay, so we're going to watch, if anybody wants to DM me on Instagram, you can feel free to join into the call and ask me some questions live. But outside of that, I will start kind of going through the Instagram DMs here. Let's see here. All right, so we've got some questions. Braden from YouTube says, yo, Brandon, what do you edit on? I edit on my MacBook Pro, and I use the software Filmora for my editing. When I edit short form content, it is always through TikTok. So I like the TikTok editor, and usually you guys will notice that most of the videos that I post on Instagram, they have like the basic text that's used on TikTok. So you guys can either copy me on that. I know a lot of other people like to use CapCut. That's a pretty good one as well. What's your favorite muscle to train? Definitely back. I enjoy training back the most. Just such a great day. And I've always had such a difficult time engaging my back. It took me like 3 or 4 years of training before I feel like I actually engaged my back properly. But now I finally feel like I've got it, which is great. Let's see here. The Gym Rules from YouTube. Do you believe in a young earth? I do not take a majority, a lot of the Bible I do not take literally, and that includes Revelation. I am not a dispensationalist. So no, I actually do not believe in a young earth. I am an old earther. I do not believe that creation happened within 6 days of time. Does that mean that God could not have created it in 6 days of time? That's not what I'm saying at all. I just believe that it took a lot longer period of time, and the day that is referred to in the Bible actually refers to simply a period of time. Good question. Thanks, Clips. Benjamin Buckman from YouTube says, Brandon, what's your opinion on joining the military if you are a young man at 18? All right, here we go. Here's my opinion on joining the military if you are a young man. There are a whole bunch of different ways that you can go about developing discipline and learning to be a consistent, organized person. If you are 18 and your life is a mess, you are not someone that is disciplined, the military can be great for you, because what you can do is you can go into the military and you can learn, hey, my life has more to do with fulfilling a duty than just doing whatever I want to do all the time. And so if you're a disorganized person that is constantly scrolling on your phone and you have no discipline, you don't have any consistency, you don't keep any of the promises that you make to yourself, I would say the military could be a very, very beneficial thing for you, because they will beat discipline and consistency into you. I personally learned that consistency and discipline through playing sports, working out at the gym when I was younger, trying very hard in school, in high school, working hard at my jobs. I learned consistency and discipline through that avenue. Some people learn consistency and discipline and duty through a relationship. Like, some people will get their girlfriends or their wives pregnant at a young age, and then they have to lock in to be able to provide for a family. Everybody learns discipline and consistency through a different aspect, or a lot of people learn them through different aspects. So I think that the military can very much be one of those. Armando, what are we talking about today? We are talking about whatever you guys on YouTube want to talk about, because I have not been on here in a while and I feel bad. Do you manually upload to each platform? Yes, I do. I manually upload. What are some tips on starting a personal brand? If I were you, I would check out my YouTube playlist, Mikey from YouTube. I would check out the Coaching Success YouTube playlist. I think that that will help you out a lot. I've got a lot of videos on brand building on the YouTube channel, and they are consolidated inside of that Coaching Success playlist. Alan Flores from YouTube. Hello, Brandon. I am a JW. You have very encouraging videos. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. The love on YouTube has been awesome lately. You guys have really been enjoying those videos. I've been making one every single day, and that is difficult, but it is paying off. It is paying off. I'm glad you guys enjoy the topics. I get a lot of DMs. I get a lot of comments, a lot of messages of people saying, thank you, this video helped me out so much. And that is what I like to see. What did I hit today? I hit legs today, the gym rules from YouTube. I hit legs. It was brutal, but good. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been that close to throwing up in a really, really long time. Today's leg day was absolutely brutal. Just a reminder for all of you guys on Instagram, I am prioritizing YouTube comments. So the YouTube link is inside of my story. I just posted it on my story. You guys can go to the YouTube and drop a question in the YouTube comments. What sports did I play when I was younger? So I played basketball in high school. I weightlifted a lot in high school, and I also did karate as a martial art. So that was a great teacher of discipline. A very great teacher of discipline and doing things that you don't want to do. Every man needs to have something like that in his life, like something that's just constantly pushing him to do stuff that he just doesn't want to do. If that's going into the military for you, so be it. I personally would not want to sacrifice like my free will to go into the military to learn discipline. I would rather learn discipline on my own, and that's exactly what I did. But if you are somebody that needs something like that in order to be taught the importance of duty and sacrifice and doing hard shit, then I definitely recommend going into the military. I'm noticing a shift on social media. Everyone is shifting towards posting long form content on YouTube. Is there a reason for this? I mean, long form has always been the golden egg of social media. If people will watch you long form, that means that you have a fantastic brand. If people will sit there and listen to you monologue, like you guys are listening to me do right now, that means that you have people's attention. Like people really want to know what your opinions on things are. Long form content in general attracts a much better type of viewer as well. And that type of viewer is somebody who has a very good attention span. You'll notice if you watch through all of my YouTube videos, you'll notice that I basically say at the end of every single one, I'm like, drop a singular thumbs up in the comment section if you guys watch this video all the way to the end. And I get a ton of people dropping thumbs up because they make it all the way to the end of the video. They watch a full 20-minute, 25-minute, sometimes even 30-minute video of me ranting on YouTube. That means those people are locked in. Like they really, really want to know my opinion, and they are really listening to what I have to say. So the type of people that consume YouTube on a regular basis, it's a very, very valuable type of fan, a very, very valuable type of follower. If you think about short form content, people are just constantly swiping through your content. They might only watch 1 second before it's on to the next video, on to the next video, on to the next video. And I very much have utilized short form content in order to build my business, but long form content is really the place to be if you want to provide a lot of value and start really cementing in the roots of your brand. So that's what I'll say about that. Let's see here. Jamil says, oh wait, actually I need to go back a little bit further. Sorry, I've got some more comments. What am I hitting tomorrow? I think I'm hitting chest tomorrow. It's either that or a rest day. We'll see how I feel. What did you do straight out of high school before content creation? I worked construction jobs. I worked as a technician at a manufacturing company. What else did I do? I also did personal training as well. That's when I got my personal training certification. I would pick up random clients at the gym. What's up, bro? I know it's like your job, but how are you so consistent, bro? Do you ever feel burnt out with the stuff you manage? Shout out to Jameel. Jameel, I hope you're doing well, man. If you're watching this right now, I know it's been a while since you actually asked your question, but I really hope you're doing well. Jameel worked with me and he lost a lot of weight. A lot of weight. I think it was close to 80 pounds. Maybe it was close to 80 pounds working with me. Super great guy. How do I manage and do I ever feel burnt out? I'm going to be honest with you guys. Some days I do feel a little bit burnt out, and I have a couple different methods that I go through of relaxing and trying to recover before the next day. The main one just involves getting as much sleep as I possibly can to to prepare for the next day. But at the same time, what I really, really like to do is go through my DMs and remind myself of why I do what I do. Because I can't even answer all of the DMs that you guys send me. There are so many. I get like hundreds every single day. And these DMs are people pouring out to me saying, wow, your content is helping me so much. That gives me a crap ton of motivation. That's an infinite amount of motivation that I'm getting from you guys telling me, please keep doing what you're doing. What you're doing is changing my life. But then at the same time, I just feel a very, very strong calling towards making content and towards helping people. Like that's always been my goal. And I use fitness as that facet to help people. And some people will think, oh, that's just a really basic way to help people. People can get fitness advice, they can go and they can type it up or they can ask ChatGPT that type of information. People come to me for more than just the fitness advice. They want to know my opinion on things. They want to see how I interact with the world and they want to follow my story. And I love the creative aspect that comes along with posting content, that comes along with being yourself on social media. I've absolutely loved it, and that passion has never gone away. Like I've never burnt out to the point where I just wanted to quit everything altogether. You know, I've always had this really strong burning passion for posting content and simply helping as many people as I can. What's the best piece of advice you have ever received? Best piece of advice I ever received was to take unconditional responsibility for absolutely everything that happens in your life, whether or not you can actually control it or not. Like just take responsibility for everything. And the things that you can't control, don't worry about them. Don't put energy into trying to change things that are out of your grasp. That's the best advice that I have ever received. So let's see here. I came from Instagram. I see you at the Ridge sometime. That's great. I do work out there. What are your thoughts on war with Iran? I actually really don't have that many crazy thoughts about it. I'll just leave it at this. I haven't looked into it quite enough to talk about my actual opinions on that. I'm just going to leave that there. Did you go to BHS? I did not go to BHS. I went to a private Christian school called Petra Academy. How should we carry ourselves as men? You should carry yourself with your chest up, your shoulders back. You should be confident. You should be kind, but also dangerous, capable of great violence, but not willing to use it when it is not in the right context. Yo, Brandon, thank you for taking the time to respond on Instagram. I'm excited to rock and roll on Saturday. Isaiah, fantastic. Love it. I love it, dude. I'm excited, Isaiah. Let me know how it goes, dude. Brandon, how do you consistently give self-belief to yourself through difficult periods? So self-belief comes through many different facets. The main one is simply having a massive stack of proof that you are who you say that you are. Just wanted to remind everybody on Instagram that I'm prioritizing YouTube comments. We've got 40 viewers on YouTube right now. We've got 50 on Instagram. If you guys want to jump over to YouTube and ask your questions in there, the link is in my story to join the YouTube live. How do you build up your self-belief? Well, you keep the promises that you make to yourself, and you also continue to gather proof, that shows that you are who you say that you are. And that's ultimately by doing hard things, by doing difficult things, by doing things that you don't want to do. And also just simply by not giving in to the things that you know are wrong. Like both of those things, doing the right things that you're supposed to be doing, but then at the same time, not doing the things that you know are bad. Both of those will give you a level of self-belief that you never thought possible. Yeah, I'm here. Guys, Brandon has actually changed my life in more ways than I could have imagined. Besides the gym, physically, I changed drastically mentally too with his help. Shout out Jamil. Jamil was one of my clients for a long time, lost a lot of weight. Really respect that. Thanks for being in here, Jamil. You're in here pretty consistently. It seems like you're pretty much in here in every one of the calls, which I love. Do you think therapy is good for men, or does it make us weak? I think that there are good therapists out there, but if your therapist is not teaching you how to have an internal locus of control, it is destroying you. And that is ultimately what most therapists do, is they try to convince you to have an external locus of control. They try to make you think that you can't control what's going on in your life. They try to make you blame other people for your problems. They try to label you with certain things. You have trauma, you have this, you have that. Here's a medication. I really think that therapy has failed a lot of men, and I personally would not do it. I would go seek guidance from a man that is going to encourage you to develop an internal locus of control. And what I mean by internal locus of control, guys, is it means that you believe that you have the ability to change the circumstances in your life through your actions, and that the world isn't just happening to you, but instead you are going out into the world. And what you do and what you say can have an effect on how you ultimately live your life. It's about taking control. Therapy should be all about giving you back the control, not about victimizing you and getting you to sit in a puddle of bitterness and victimization. I actually have a whole video on that you can go check out. Good night, Jamil. Good to see you, man. Do you have more spots open for coaching? If so, where can I apply? If you go to my Instagram, you can click the link in my bio and you can apply for coaching there. Yo, what's the latest time to start cutting for a natural bodybuilding show, you think? It all depends on how fat you are. That is the truth, my friend. It all depends on how fat you are. Some people need to prep for a full year before they step on stage, if they actually want to be stage ready. The average person probably should have a 6-month to 7-month prep for their first bodybuilding show. The average person. Yo, what's the, oh wait, I already answered that. How are you and your girlfriend? I do not have a girlfriend at the moment. Can someone ban criminal? Yeah, I'll block him. Block. There we go. He's blocked. Yo, Brandon, I DM'd you asking you where you live and you said Montana. I was talking about live streaming, but I found it now. Oh, where you go live. Oh, that's hilarious. I thought you were asking me where I live. Do you like Greg Plitt and his messages? I love Greg Plitt. Greg Plitt was one of my biggest inspirations, actually. Would you use church to find a girlfriend slash wife? Yeah, I think that's probably the best place that you can find a girlfriend or a wife. Skincare tips? I'm not sure if I'm the guy to ask for skincare tips, but I just wash my face. I moisturize like crazy. I change out my pillowcases regularly. That's about it. That's about it. No, nothing fancy. I took Accutane back in the day. That was not fun. How do you get out of a rut? I've been keeping myself off so many things, but for the sake of perfection, how do you combat that? Yes, my friend. You need to utilize what I call the domino effect. If you are in a rut and you just can't get out of it, I get into a rut every single day. Every single day I get into a rut when it comes to doing the work with my business that I actually don't want to do, believe it or not. Like my business isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Like there are some things that I just don't really want to have to do, but I have to go do it. So what I do is I write down all of the things that need to be done, and I start with the really, really easy ones, and I crank it out. I crank out the easy ones. And once you crank out the easy ones, you start to build up momentum. And momentum is extremely beautiful because once that momentum is rolling, you feel good and you can increase the level of difficulty for the next task. And that's how I pull myself out of rut every single day. Like every single day I have a rut. If you're in a rut that's lasted months, you're going to have to focus on starting slow, starting with the little wins, and slowly building up the confidence to do the things that you really, really don't want to do. It's one of my biggest worries when it comes to my content is that people watch some of my videos and then they don't do what I'm telling them to do. Like, I hate that. I hate that so much. At least with my clients, I can get in their face and like yell at them. And I can say, hey, stop. Like, actually start doing what you're supposed to be doing. I can yell at my clients, but there are a lot of people on YouTube that I fear probably watch my videos and then don't do anything. Don't put any of it into practice. Don't be a perfectionist. Put your stuff out there. Put your stuff out there. You have to move your top priority from perfection to speed. Speed is your top priority. Always should be. Go back and revise after you have already acted. Shoot and then aim. That's the key. Be honest. Are you happy? If not, or if so, what is the truth about happiness? Guys, I'm going to tell you the honest truth right here. Am I happy? I am incredibly happy. Like, I am more happy right now in my life, the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months than I've ever been in my entire life. Like, I judge happiness by how easy is it for me to get up in the morning? Is it difficult for me to get up out of bed? And I tell you what, for the past 6 months to a year straight, I have jumped straight out of bed. Like my passion for life is at an all-time high. I feel like I am moving in the right direction. And after years of being aimless and trying to put things together, the fruits of my labor are finally paying off with my business, with social media, with everything. It just feels fantastic. I absolutely love it. The one thing that does get me down occasionally is I just feel like even though I was probably born in the best time that you can be born in, like just with technology moving the way that it is, with how like peaceful my life in America is. I'm so blessed. But at the same time, the current state of male to female relations, that will get me a little bit depressed every once in a while if I think about it for too long. I just feel like men and women are sort of pitted against each other in this battle. And it's a battle where both teams lose. You know, women are more promiscuous than ever. Men are less masculine than ever. And that starts to get me down. But that gives me more motivation to go out and do like exactly what I'm doing. So that's what gets me out of bed in the morning, is feeling the calling like, hey, I need to try to help men be as strong as possible, physically, mentally, spiritually, all that type of stuff. What is the hardest part about starting coaching? So I assume you mean about starting your fitness coaching business. The hardest part about starting a fitness coaching business is getting hit with the imposter syndrome at the very beginning. Because a lot of the time, you just haven't built up any proof and you're starting from scratch. And how are you supposed to sell a product for money when you don't even have any proof that the product works? It's very, very difficult, which is why my coaching has always been based off of giving. Like, the amount of content that I put out for free is insane. I've been giving out free content for years and years and years. And so I always knew that if I just continue giving, if I just pour out my heart and I pour out my soul as much as I possibly can, I just know that it's going to come back to me. I know that people are going to appreciate what I do for them, and they are going to want to work with me on another level. I gave out so much free coaching. I took on so many free clients towards the beginning. But it's really, really hard when you don't have that faith in yourself, when you don't have that self-belief built at the very beginning. It's very, very difficult. That's great. We got a full 100 people on here right now. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm surprised there's 100 people watching me yap. This is fantastic. Reminder for all the guys on Instagram, I am prioritizing YouTube comments here. We've just been kind of going through them one by one. Started my brand this past week. I focus on coaching / selling the program that worked for me. I've been posting consistently on Instagram the past week. Started running ads and outreaching. Any advice? I would not start running ads that soon, man. If your organic content is not working, then the ads are not going to work. So, and what you have to keep in mind about ads versus organic is ads is somebody shoving something in your face and saying, hey, watch this. And they're forcing somebody to watch it. Organic content is beautiful. It's so beautiful because it gives people a want to see your content. The people that are seeing it want to see you. They want to see their content. It's not being forced in front of them by the social media company or whatever you're running ads on. I personally went 8 months straight of working every single day before I saw profit in my fitness coaching business. Give away a ton of stuff for free. Get some testimonials from free clients. Show that your program works and that you're a good coach and that you know your stuff. Did you go to college? This is Benji from YouTube. He said, did you go to college and study biblical history, or did you get most of your info from your dad since he's a pastor? I was very involved in the church growing up. I also went to a classical Christian school where it was very, very heavy on humanities. And I also read a lot for myself. So I have learned through many different ways. A lot of it I can attribute that to my dad. Most of it was probably attributed to my high school
I did not go to college. I am a dropout. Have you personally tried dating for Christians, online dating for Christians, and what was your experience? I have tried that. I'm not going to lie. The problem is that I live in the middle of Montana. And so any woman that I match with is probably like 400 miles away. Yeah. So that's the problem. That's the problem with Christian dating online. It hasn't worked out for me quite yet. If I make $10,000 a month, what's the max that you'd spend on a car payment? I would save up money and buy the car in cash. I would not get a car payment. I would force yourself to work 3 months in a row, collect $30,000 and spend that on a car. My general rule of thumb, and this doesn't have to be true for you, this isn't true for everybody, but I personally will only ever buy a car if I can buy it with 3 months of income. That's my personal take. So, like right now, I could go out and I could buy a very, very expensive car. And I plan to, but I'm trying to be a little bit more patient. And I think I'm going to wait till next summer before I really upgrade the vehicle side of things. So if I were you, I would not spend more than $30,000 on a car, and I would not get a car payment. I would stack the cash, use it as an incentive. Oh my goodness. Wow. There are a lot of comments. This is really good. Thanks, guys. I don't even have to bring somebody on, honestly. You guys are just doing such a good job at hitting me with these comments. We'll just keep it rolling. What makes a good woman? A good woman is a hard worker. That's a really, really important one. It's really funny. I say that, and I've been told by my friends, they're like, why do you want like a woman that's a hard worker? Like, you're supposed to be the hard worker. I'm like, yeah, but my wife can't be a bum. My girlfriend can't be a bum. She needs to be a hard worker. She needs to take care of the children. She needs to, like, I need to date a woman that's a hard worker. Like, I've dated women that were lazy in the past, and it was awful. It's absolutely awful when you date a woman that doesn't have a work ethic. She doesn't need to work a corporate job. She just needs to be hardworking. A good woman loves the Lord. A good woman is a Proverbs woman. The Lady Reason, that is the good woman. She is... Go read Song of Songs, and you'll understand what a good woman is like. Her neck is like a high tower. That's a quote from Song of Songs. Some people are probably like, what is he talking about? I have always been really fat, but I trained really hard, and now I'm a lot healthier and leaner. I can run 7 to 10 miles, which is good for my age, but I have never been fast. Any tips, especially for football? Well, that's great, man. That's really good. I mean, getting faster is probably going to have to do with continuing to get leaner, you know, continuing to strip off the body fat, but then also just doing like agility drills. And I'm sure that you probably do that for football. Hey man, I've been following you for a while on Instagram now, and I want to ask you for advice on how I can manage college and going to the gym while being able to maintain a deep relationship with God. It's 100% possible. What you just have to do is you have to have a solid routine. Like, what are you doing every single day? And what are your activities on the weekend in college? That's the really important thing. Honestly, having a good relationship with God in college probably has more to do with what you aren't doing than what you are doing, you know? Like, there's so many temptations in college. There's so many chances for degeneracy. So you just have to be on constant alert, stay away from that, and then constantly replace that time with good practices. Hopefully that helps. And the gym is a great practice to have. It's fantastic, but you obviously need practices that are developing your relationship with God, and just going to a church. I know so many guys that go to college and then they just stop going to church. Like, what is up with that? Dude, thank you for your videos. They're actually saving me and making me a better man. Great to hear, Sebastian. Thank you very much. Reminder to all the Instagram people. I'm prioritizing YouTube comments. So that's where I'm getting all these from. Carlos Moorhead says, why do you think it is that you haven't found the right woman for you yet? I have very, very high standards. I will not lie. I have gone out with a lot of women. Things that I look for in a woman is a good past. Very, very difficult to find a woman with a good past nowadays. I also look for a woman with a father figure that she has a very good relationship with and who I really like. That's also something. I want to find a woman whose father I really, really like and get along with. That is something that's very important as well. Now, why haven't I found the exact right woman yet? Here's the deal. I don't think that there is that one exact right woman. I think that there are plenty of women out there that I could have a very successful marriage with. I think it's about finding one of those people. And at the moment, I'm not in a rush. I'm 24 years old. I'm very, very business focused, career focused. I'm tending to focus a little bit more on that at the moment. But as time goes on, I mean, I do put quite a bit of work into the dating side of things. I do go out on like a lot of dates. I court a lot of women, and I've met some good women, but like I said, it's just difficult to find. It is hard to come by these women and feel a very strong level of attraction for them. There has to be that connection, that click inside of your own mind. But at the same time, all the right stars have to align with her situation as well. So overall, if I had to chalk it up to one thing, it would be pretty high standards. But like I said, I'm not really in a rush. I think that God's got me on that one. And if God doesn't want me to get married, if God wants me to die without having sex, that is fine. It's really not that big of a deal. I like my life quite a bit right now. But I would love to have kids and children and a wife one day. That would be cool. Alrighty, next question. What are your thoughts on women now having to go to war? Do women have to go to war? When did that happen? I didn't even know. I didn't even know about that. Is that a thing? What's your opinion on Tate? Andrew Tate, I think that he's got some good takes. I think he's got some really bad takes. It's hard to respect a man that started off in the business that he started off in. But at the same time, he does have some good advice. That's all I'll say about that. I wish I had done the easy work first. I could have gotten out of my rut 6 months earlier, but I got stuck up on the hard parts and gave up. Yeah. Do the easy stuff first, but develop a routine of facing those difficult pieces head on. You can't let yourself get stuck. Everyone always says to invest in yourself. They say to learn skills, increase your knowledge. What are some of the ways you invest in yourself and grow knowledge? I get certified. I dive into nutrition and training to try to become the best expert that I possibly can. And I also try to understand the human mind. I try to understand different social dynamics as well. I do a lot of researching. You know, whether that's just studying, watching different YouTube videos on specific topics, reading through articles, you know, that summarize things that I'm interested in. I'm constantly trying to get better. I'm constantly trying to increase my knowledge. And I personally have invested tens of thousands of dollars in mentorship and having people pour into me. And I also call my dad. I call my dad really regularly, and I try to think of questions to ask my dad because he is a man of wisdom. He's incredibly, incredibly smart. And I try to go out of my way to ask him questions because he's an extremely valuable resource. And one of the things I kick myself on is I didn't really utilize him as well as I should have the first couple years of starting my business. And so I'm trying to capitalize on that more now. Thanks for the advice, man. Of course, that dude. I got you. How do I stop watching Netflix? I'm wasting hours and days lying around watching Netflix. I'm aware of it, but I can't stop. Oh my gosh. Ah, what a freaking hole to fall into. Watching Netflix, dude. That's so bad. Like, imagine getting to heaven and God says, you spent your entire time watching Netflix on earth? Like, I gave you all of these different things, and you spent all your time watching Netflix on earth, bro. I can't imagine. I mean, I'll watch a TV show every once in a while. I'll turn something on for 30 minutes to an hour. I'll do that. I mean, I used to binge watch TV shows when I was in high school, and I just hated myself afterwards. I mean, the self-loathing that I would feel at the end of a day where I watched more than like 2 to 3 hours of entertainment on a TV, I just felt awful. Like, that's just so bad. Like, for your confidence, for your habits, for your dopamine system, everything. I mean, you're aware of it. That's a start. I would cancel your Netflix subscription, man. Cancel your freaking Netflix subscription. Delete the app. Like, what are you doing? I've been watching you for a while. Thanks, man. Does studying make you rich? If you study hard and you study the right things, the right skills that can increase your earning potential, yes, studying definitely can make you rich. And learning to do the things that you don't want to do is a really big part of studying. So I'll throw that in there. Don't you have a girlfriend? I do not have a girlfriend. I am single at the moment. I've been single for a while now. Dude, the dating scene right now is so bad. I really hope there's a cultural shift. I do as well, my friend. But I don't see the culture shifting anytime soon. Because women have a whole lot of power right now. And women are going through their boss bitch era. And women want to be men so bad. They want to be men so bad. They want to be masculinized. Men want to be feminized. It's disgusting. It's kind of messed up. I try not to think about it too much because I can't control it. So, why is a tiger your favorite animal? It's like a childhood symbolic thing for me. Like, I always had a pet or like a stuffed tiger when I was growing up, and my brother had a lion. And so it just kind of like reminds me of my childhood, and it was always like the animal I associated with myself when I was growing up. It's kind of like a corny thing, but yeah, that's the reasoning behind the tiger. I have like pictures of tigers everywhere in my room and stuff. How many calories do you eat on a cut? I'm currently on a cut, and I've been eating 3,000 calories a day. Church is a great place to find a wife. It is indeed. It is indeed. Do you believe in spiritual warfare? Of course, yes, 100%. Oh, this is good. We're getting to the bottom of the questions. Oh my gosh, I thought we were getting to the bottom, and then I scroll down and like all the new ones load. Oh gosh. All right, we better try to get through these because I gotta go to bed here pretty soon. All right. Brandon, I'm going to be living in another city to study mining, and I want to get into kickboxing club. You think I can do both? I think so. What do you recommend for living in a new city? Find a church as soon as possible. Find a group of guys as soon as possible. Don't go to the bar to meet people. Go find a church. Go find like a Bible group and start hanging out with those people closely. It just depends on how many hours you're working at your job, whether or not you can do both the kickboxing and the mining at the same time. Hey man, thanks. Your videos are life-changing. By the way, any tips to speaking confidently on camera clearly with eloquence? Practice, dude. Practice. You just got to set up the camera and you just got to talk to it. I remember first time I ever filmed myself on YouTube, I started crying. Like, because I was so, like, I thought it was so cringy, and it just felt so weird to talk to a camera. It was a camcorder back in the day. That's how old, that's how long it was since I first started posting on social media, was I first started recording YouTube videos with a camcorder. How do you deal with mental / physiological blocks that keep you from making more money? What I try to do every single month, I sit down at the end of the month and I just really try to ask myself, what are the limiting beliefs that are holding me back? Like, I really never thought that my fitness coaching business would ever make more than like $30,000 to $40,000 per month. I'm going to make $100,000 from my fitness coaching business in the month of June. Like, I never thought that it was going to be possible to make that much money, but I had to restructure things. I had to change the way that my business worked, and it took change, it took time, but at the same time, it's doable. You just have to understand, like, hey, where do I need to go next to grow? And there's always place to grow. So don't limit yourself. It's often inside of your own mind that you actually set those restrictions. What is your biggest regret? I honestly don't have a biggest regret. I really don't have a biggest regret. It's just learning things sooner. Like, I really like my life. I like the pace that I've lived my life at. I like how quickly I've learned things. I really don't have regrets, really. So should I start looking into Christianity? 100%. What car are you thinking about? All right, this is between you guys and me, all right? We got, what, 70 people watching right now? I'm going to tell you guys, I'm probably going to buy a Lamborghini. It's going to happen. And I'm not just going to buy, I don't think I'm going to buy a basic Lamborghini. I think I'll eventually buy like a really nice Lamborghini. Whether or not that's next summer or whether or not that's a couple years down the line, because I'm trying to spread things out. I mean, guys, if you buy too many nice cars at a young age, I mean, I have both of my dream cars at 24 years old. Like, I have a Hellcat Red, I have a TRX. Like, that's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun. And if you can get addicted to that type of stuff, just buying something new because you're just chasing the thrill. And I really love my cars right now. Like, it would be really, really hard for me to sell them. But eventually I do really want a like high-end sports car that would rock. I would love a Lamborghini SVJ. I've been listening to your videos a lot at work this week. All of the advice you gave so far. What one would you preach to everyone that is the number one thing that they need to do /year? Develop an internal locus of control and act on everything that I'm telling you to do in the videos. I think I discussed that a little bit earlier. But yeah, act on everything that I'm teaching you guys in the videos. It's so important to act on it. Do you care more about strength or aesthetics? I care more about aesthetics. The strength follows. The strength follows the aesthetics for me. Like, I'm exactly how strong I want to be. You know, if I wanted to bench press as much weight as possible, I'd be super fat. And I don't want to be super fat. So aesthetics are top priority in my book. I like having a jawline. I like not being overweight. I like being lean. So thanks for the advice, man. Much love. Thank you, bro. Thanks for coming. We're going to wrap this up here pretty soon. So get your last questions in on YouTube if you want me to ask, or if you want me to answer. Do you ever fast? I think most people's addiction problem can be solved through prayer and fasting. I do cutting. Like, it's essentially the same thing. If anything, it's more painful. Like having to cut for long periods of time and remain in a caloric deficit. It's very, very difficult. And I talk about on my channel all the time how, in my opinion, cutting is like a religious experience. It's very, very difficult. It takes a long time. It takes a long time to strip off body fat, and it takes a lot of internal fortitude. How tall are you? I'm 6'1". How to be consistent for a long time. Learn to love what you're doing and ingrain it so deeply into your brain that the positive habits need to be done that the option doesn't even exist that you don't do what you need to do. Just ingraining that into your brain. Do you know the difference between a peptide and steroids? I'm on Omnitrope, prescribed, and I'm concerned I might get discriminated or fail a drug test. Are you competing in a natural bodybuilding show? That's a tough one. I can't really answer that. Don't worry, Brandon. We won't make fun of your mistakes on tomorrow's video. I appreciate you, Isaiah. That was bad, bro. I was cracking up on that one, man. I'm somebody who takes pride in the fact that I do not mess that up, and I messed it up so bad. There is no chance I'm not getting absolutely destroyed in the comment sections. I was cracking up. Like, how do you mess it up that bad? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's painful. All right, been watching you for years. I'm 22, and I greatly admire your wisdom at a young age and morals. It's refreshing. Thank you very much, Dominic. I appreciate it. How can you deal with a long-term girlfriend who's been extremely good for you by having... Wait. But, I assume that you meant but you have been lacking physical attraction and emotions. Long-term girlfriend. I've got questions for you, Stevie Fox. The question I would ask you is, are you guys staying pure before marriage? Because based off of what you've said, I don't think that you probably are. Stevie, answer me if you want to. Feel free to answer me in the chat. I'd love to know if you guys are being pure before marriage. That would give me some insight on how to answer the question. Do you think every person has a purpose in life? Of course. Every person definitely has a purpose in life. Every single person has a massive purpose. And most people will never live up to their purpose because they are too busy watching Netflix. Sorry to call you out on that one, whoever the Netflix addict was earlier. My bad, dude. My bad. Do you, yeah, okay. How can we get access to Bible study group? I don't know exactly what you're referring to. If you're referring to my personal Bible study group, you have to be in my network. Like, I have to know you personally. I can't invite random people from the internet over to my house, if that's what you're referring to. What supplements do you take, like vitamins, etc.? I take a multivitamin, I take vitamin D, vitamin C, magnesium before bed. I also take citrus bergamot. Yeah, lots of supplements. Creatine. I'm headed to bed. Later, Isaiah. Thank you. Stevie still hasn't answered the question. Maybe Stevie left. But that's a bit sad. I kind of wanted to get the answer to that question, but that's okay. I'm not going to be salty about it. How do you get over an ex who you were super close to and used to live with, but she moved and kind of stopped talking to you, but keeps saying stuff like, when I come back to you, I'll see you again? bro, you've made so many mistakes. Why are you living with her and you're not married to her? That's ridiculous. Dude, that's a huge mess up. I would put her out of your mind. Put her completely out of your mind. Go out and date other women. Like, go out and date other women. Try to find somebody better. That's a terrible situation to be in. How are you supposed to be pure and obey God, but it's natural to feel that way? Ah, we got an answer from Stevie. Stevie, thanks for being open and honest, man. I'm going to jump to your comment. Stevie says, not been pure, man. Didn't really get into Christianity until recently. I'm 20, and we've been dating since I've been around 17. Yeah, dude, that is a really, really tough situation. That's a really, really tough situation. Because if you're not feeling emotionally for her, if you're not feeling physically for her, like, first thing I would dive into is, like, are you watching things that you shouldn't be watching? Like, are you doing no-fap like you should be? Like, because if you're doing those things, you should have a lot of sexual attraction to, like, a woman that loves you. But at the same time, so if that's not the problem, if the problem is, like, you're just kind of like phasing out, understand, dude, what would you be doing in the relationship if you were married? Because in my book, if you guys have consummated the marriage and yet you're not married, like, your job once you give your body to somebody is to be with them for life. Like, that's your job as a Christian. And so this isn't like oh, I'm sick of her now and I want to get rid of her type of situation. This is like by my book, you should have to stick around and, like, figure that out. And, like, because that's happens in marriages all the time. Happens in marriages all the time. People just lose attraction because they stop dating the person that they're married to. So, I mean, it could be a variety of different things in your relationship. I appreciate you being honest, Stevie. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I hope that you get it figured out. That's a really, really tough one, man. It's a really, really tough one, but at the same time, I mean, if she loves the Lord, that's also, like, a question I would ask. You know, is this the type of woman that you should be marrying? I mean, first thing that you need to do, if you are a Christian now, even if you have been, you know, fornicating, you need to stop as soon as possible. And maybe once you stop and you start, like, putting a barrier, the barrier that was always supposed to exist between, you know, that and marriage, or I guess the barrier is marriage, then maybe things will reignite. What's my opinion on seed oils? I think seed oils are totally fine. Sorry, guys, I jumped a little bit ahead to answer Stevie's question. I'll go back to Isaac here. How do you get over an ex? Oh, we already did that one. How are you supposed to be pure? We already did that one. There's no side effects to citrus bergamot. It's good. It's because I have higher cholesterol naturally. It's genetic. And so I choose to take citrus bergamot. Travis, thanks to you, I recently lost 50 pounds in the past few months. W's in the chat for Travis. Well done, Travis. That is epic, man. 55 pounds in the past few months. I look similar to you, hence the motivation. Love it, Travis. Thanks. Problem is my clothes don't fit anymore. Do you have any advice on men's style fashion? Young LA, baby. That's all I wear, my friend. They clothe me. I don't really have great fashion. They clothe me. What's your opinion on seed oils? Like I said, I'm totally fine with seed oils. I just had a bunch of real good chicken strips right before this. Super high protein, quite a bit of seed oils. When are you going to do another collab with Togi again? I don't know, guys. I don't know. That would be interesting. We'll see what kind of arc Togi's on next time he pulls up. Jesus is coming back soon, guys. I think Jeremy is a dispensationalist. I'm not a fan. I'm not saying Jesus isn't coming back soon, but I don't try to predict it. I think that's kind of goofy. Have you ever dealt with injuries in the gym? And if so, how? Yes. I've had herniated disc. I've had terrible elbow problems, nerve problems. You have to keep working through it. You have to learn how to work through it, and you have to prioritize mobility and understand, get to the root of the problem. What's causing the actual issue? For me, it was terrible form. It was overtraining. There was a whole bunch of different things. Thoughts on motorcycles? I think that they're cool, but when you have a car like mine, it's definitely preferable to a motorcycle. So like I just have more fun driving around my car. I don't really have a want for a motorcycle, but I think if you're, this sounds really like mean, and I don't mean to be mean, but if you're broke, a motorcycle is awesome. Like go get a motorcycle because it's fast. You'll get an insane adrenaline rush from it. You'll feel like the man, like riding on a motorcycle. That's great. It's like, you know, it's like a chariot for a man. That's great. So I personally would be a little bit worried because I already kind of act like an idiot in my Hellcat sometimes. So yeah, I would be very worried if I got a bike. Maybe one day. But I think I might have jumped the bike thing. Like I said, like I bought a car that's like 800 horsepower. So Stevie says, see, I agree with you on that thought. Just feel like I'm a little too young to immediately be feeling that way. I appreciate your insight, Mountain, and I've found your videos helpful. Best of luck to you, Stevie. Best of luck. Once you hook up with someone out of wedlock, you should try your hardest to keep the relationship up and marry that person in the future. That would make the situation less bad. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. But you've already put yourself in a pickle, for sure. It's difficult. I see you need some rest. Those bags under your eyes do not lie. Do I have bags under my eyes? I don't know, man. It just might be the lighting. I got some really good sleep last night. I did hit legs, though, and I should probably go to bed here right now, to be honest. All right, I think we're going to call it there, guys. Do you think watching sports on TV is a waste of time? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you, everybody. All 50 people watching on YouTube right now. I love you very much. We got 40 people on the Instagram right now. Love you guys as well. Thank you guys very much for joining. This was fun. Like, you guys asked so many great questions. I didn't even bring anybody on. Like, this was just fantastic. So maybe we'll do this again later, but I don't want to make any promises because clearly I'm just bad at making promises about doing live streams because I do them more based off of how I feel and not when I have available because I do get pretty busy, I'm not going to lie. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.